Hi, here we are, another one of my Sunday seminars. Sometimes they're pleasant, and sometimes we have to talk about things that, you know. And today we're going to talk about that an uncomfortable thing that occurs, biologically speaking, and it's perspiration. Happens on our face and our hair, you know, everywhere in the body. But when perspiration becomes a real problem, and especially for men, as they do suffer a bit more than women, is when that sweat occurs in that area above the thighs and below the waist on the backside. That's right. That fleshy valley, the buttocks. And when the sweat gets in there, the gravity draws it further to the core of the valley, to the orifice, that opening that we don't want to talk about it, but that's when perspiration becomes a real problem. And medically speaking, with the research in my background, I've never come up with, our medical community has failed to name it, but yeah, we know it's swamp ass. And when swamp ass occurs, it's medically speaking, it can really cause problems. Needless to say, skid marks, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about fishes. And I'm not talking about the kind of fishes that swim in the sea. I mean actual, but I don't want to get into that either. And maybe there are some women out there as they become liberated who are now experiencing swamp ass as well. But women being the predecessor of a more serious biological thing, we know what that is. They, a handy little item was created, their little friend, Mrs. Tampon. And, great little device, and I don't want to get into any of that, but there is relief for you men out there, and I'm going to demonstrate exactly what we can do about it. You're in the bathroom and seated, not a problem. Take a little tissue. That's probably a little bit too much, but depending on the occasion, you might be out on the farm on a tractor, and you may take a big wad. Or let's say you're at the country club at a casual event wearing Bermudas. You may use a lesser amount. But we're going to simply do some folds here. You don't even have to take notes on this. The folds are, it's whatever works for you. Still a little large. I'm going to do another fold here. Now, some might do another fold, but for me, this is going to be perfect. Now, I'm going to lay this on the surface, the face of the orifice. And the beauty of this is that the pressure of the fleshy buttocks is going to hold it right in place. You don't need any nylon straps or, any of that stuff. This is the Manpon. Not sure where the name came from, but it will sit there and prevent that chemistry, the liquids and the sweat and that horrible, horrible feeling. And the beauty of this, you can manufacture it while sitting right on the toilet. And when you're finished with it, yeah, you could technically take it, rinse it, squeeze it out, rinse it, dry it, reuse it. You don't need to do that. When you're finished with it, just put it in the toilet, flush it away. Because there's always another one down the road. It's a beautiful thing. And all this information I give you today is free. And just to make your life a little bit better. I hope you don't have to use the Manpon, but when you do, don't be embarrassed.